Happy Tuesday, everybody. Big waves to you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. That's good. Uh, Good to see you. So I want to tell you what this business has done for me in this community. You know, when you had to step out of your comfort zone and I catch myself waving, doing all this stuff, and think, man, I wouldn't have done that 12 years ago. And then I think about, well, I was a coach teaching people how to run around on a football field with a pigskin in their hand, and there's probably a lot of people think that's weird. So, uh, well, anyway. So, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good to see you. So, the word for today, Mr. Dwight, is humble. Humble, man, man, man. I have to pray for this on a daily basis. Humble, humble, humble. Having or showing a modest or low esteem estimate of one's own importance. You know, I want to go to coaching because I spent a lot of my career in or around athletics and coaching. And I want to tell you, I've met some of the best coaches in the world. Matter of fact, one of our good friends just got promoted this week in the Alabama High School Athletics Association. And I've met a lot of coaches. I know Coach Meyer has met more than I have. But I always can tell you really quick if they let promotions go to their head. Mm-hmm. Man, it's the best coaches that I remember are the ones that knew how to stay humble. They knew where everything come from, and they knew that as much as they were on the rise, they could be on the decline, you know? And so humble is really big for me. Harold Lee said it the best, and I pulled this up in some notes of mine because as I was a coach, I had this in my notes: stay true in the dark and humble in the spotlight. And that's really what I want to look at this morning and think about. Stay true in the dark and humble in the spotlight. Two things on the word humble. Number one, we're going to have dark in our life. It's just going to happen. We're going to have dark in our profession. I remember going 1 and 9 thinking that somebody had dropped me off in a deserted land and people were shooting at me. You know, I remember the 1 and 9 season. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is a dark time in my life. You know, you didn't feel like you had any friends. And Andrea, you'd curl up beside a dog, hoping the dog would hug on you. But here's the thing. In that time, you hope what you got is grit and a determination and an I don't quit attitude. Because if you stay in it and you come out on the other side, you're going to be in that spotlight. And Myra, I think about this a lot. That spotlight's the time where we got to look and go, it's we, not me. It's not me, big boy. You know, and so many times, even in what I do today, people give me accolades and praise, and they're like, oh, Brent did this and Brent did that. And I'm like, Brent didn't do nothing. We did it. Brent was broke when he came to this industry. I didn't do anything. We did it together. And I always want to keep that humility of where I came from. And so I thought, what's some ways we can stay humble? I'm going to say this really quick, turn it to coach. Number one, we can stay humble by spending time listening to others. If we just listen, I think that's a form of humility and staying humble, is being willing to listen and not have to be the person that's always doing the talking. Number two, be grateful for what we've got. You know, that's a way to stay humble. Number three, ask for help when you need it. I've messed up on this a lot. I can just do it myself. I've gotten so smart, and that's usually when it's right before a big stumble and a fall and I skin my knees. Number four, seek feedback from others on a regular basis. Man, this is a form of humility and staying humble. And then number 5, review your actions against the language of pride. I wanted to get to that really quick because I found myself in my profession and other things where pride really is getting in the way of being humble. You know, somebody will say something to me that I don't like, and I start letting my pride get in the way of what I really need to do. Have you ever been there? Pride can be a tough thing. And so when I start being, my head starts swelling, or I start thinking I'm all that in a bag of chips, I got to check my pride, because my pride can be what's about to knock me off that cliff back into that valley. Um, so anyway, I just wanted to share those 5 things with you. Coach, I'll turn it to you this morning. Love the word.
Yeah, that was really good, Coach. Thank you, as always. Thank you for your wisdom, very first thing in the mornings. And thank you, Dwight, my buddy Dwight, out and about in Florence, Alabama today, for the word humble. I want to start by saying everybody on here's heard of Nelson Mandela. He said something that's pretty powerful. He said, humility is one of the most important qualities that you must have. If you're humble, if you make people realize that you are not a threat to them, then people will embrace you. You know, I thought that was so powerful. And then one of my other favorite quotes that he said, and it makes so much sense, is he said, lead from the back and let others believe they are in the front. I mean, that's pretty powerful right there. You know, I have mentioned Gary V, which V is short for a very long word that I have trouble even pronouncing. So I talk about Gary V a lot. Anthony's laughing because I know he follows him, I think, pretty regularly. But he said this, and I really think this really resonated with me, and I think it will you as well. Humility is the core to our longevity. You know, when we're humble, the longevity and the peace that we're going to feel is going to be there on a consistent basis. You know, so Coach gave us some fabulous ways of how we can stay humble. And I'm going to add just a few more, and then we'll wrap it up for the day. The first one is just we need to surround ourselves with people that are going to always speak the truth into our life. They tell you when you're wrong, but these same people are also the ones that we've got to have around us that are going to celebrate with us the wins and the wins and the successes. These people, I promise you, when we have these kind of people around us, they keep us grounded and humble. These are the friends that are not only going to help us in our journey to stay humble, that will help us with our confidence as well. So the next one is you got to always serve others first. I mean, you got to do that. If you want to stay humble, you have to serve others first. You got to always have a servant's heart. We talk about that a lot. And always look for opportunities to help others grow when the opportunity presents itself. Show appreciation. Always be thankful. When someone, here's a situation that I know I have in our community with New Age that some of us are in. You know, always show appreciation for people when they adjust their calendar and schedule to adapt to what you need them for. Really show appreciation for that. You know, those are just some little things that help us in that way. Always think that you're just getting started too, because the day that we get away from the mindset and we forget about our roots, you can bank on something's going to knock you down and get you real quick. Stay humble. Never, ever forget where you came from. You know, just remember, humility is not thinking less of yourself, but it's thinking of yourself less. I know all of y'all have heard that before. Being humble means recognizing that we're not on earth to see how important we can become, but see how much difference we can make in the lives of others. And that was a quote from Gordon Hinckley. And I want to close today And I know everybody, when you hear the word humble, you think about old Tim McGraw, always be humble and kind. So I'm gonna read you just a little bit of his song to wrap it up for today. Hold the door, say please, say thank you. Don't steal, don't cheat, and don't lie. I know you got mountains to climb, but always stay humble and kind. That's just a small part of that song, but it's a pretty powerful song. So anyway, I hope that we all continue to work hard every day to stay humble. And again, Dwight, thank you for the word. And I love y'all. Look forward to seeing you in the morning.
Coach, thank you. Thank you. That was amazing. I'm going to be humble today. So thanks for the message. Thanks, everybody. Have a great Tuesday. We'll see you back tomorrow. You guys rock.
Blessings.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you, guys. Have a great
Thank you.
day.
Bye, guys.
Always
Thank
try
you.
to-